Welcome to another episode of Hello Again Wednesday with Brent Miller. Each Wednesday, you can join in as his special guest. Answer the question of the day. Listen to life stories. Follow him on Spotify or your favorite podcast platform. On Facebook. Or his YouTube channel, Brent Miller What's on His Mind. This week's episode
148. Spending spree. What if? Question of the day. If you had $500, what would you spend it on? And now.
All right. It is Hello Again Wednesday. This is episode 148. It has been a different kind of day, but first of all, let me just do the big welcome to you. That's what we want. We want the big welcome. Thanks for being with me. It is late on Wednesday. Boy, it's been a long time since I did a late Wednesday. It's about 8, almost 10 to 9 on the West Coast. With the things that were happening and stuff like that. One of the things I got to do is talk to Boomer. And then at the Dad, I'm starving. I gotta go. It's getting late. And but I got to do that so did Connie. I got to talk to Boomer tonight out here on the West Coast. I was joking with him because he's up north and it's a little bit chillier, I would think, but he's been in the 70s. We got a little heat wave going until this weekend. And in fact, there's going to be a 20-degree difference for us on the West Coast. Out here on the beach, it's going to be going from 80s down to 60s for Saturday and Sunday. And so it's going to be it's going to be really chilly out here on the West Coast. But thanks for joining me tonight, whenever you're going to watch this. You're always my special guest. Chime in, answer the question, join in on the conversation, pass it along to all your friends and family, the video, so they can chime in and join in on this conversation with us and just kind of have some fun with it today, because today's a fun day. But I appreciate you guys joining and catching up with me on this one. So the question of the day is it came from this kind of thing. I started working up the street at the dine-in movie theater, and twice, 2 consecutive days, 2 different days, 2 different people asked me, man, if I had $500, what would I spend it on? And if you had $500 right now, what would you spend it on? And so those questions came. I thought, you know what, that would make a great Hello Again Wednesday. And so question of the day, if you have $500 right now, if you have $500, what would you spend it on? Okay, so now before I go into it, just on the thing of today, it was one of the difficulties has been that the internet, we have Spectrum, and I really like Spectrum. I use them at the church, use them here at the home, and but whenever they start doing some construction or working on some things, and we got some of that really happening around the area, unlike the Midwest where a storm comes and it knocks your internet out, if there's any kind of construction that's heavy duty construction, it puts an outage in the service. And so today, early on, no internet at the house. So I was just kind of doing some things that I can do. I don't need the internet to do everything of my daily task. And so I was doing some other things, and I can still work on the laptop and stuff like that. I don't need the internet to work on the laptop. And it went out while Connie and them were watching. Connie and Lauren, they like to watch Drew Carey with Price is Right, and the one right before that, I think it is Let's Make a Deal with Wayne Brady, and they like watching that and having a good time with it. And then the internet went out, and so right away they don't need the internet either, so they began to play a game of Monopoly and played Phase 10. And Lauren, she's all excited because she kicked Connie's butt on both those games, and so you got to give Connie a little sympathy Man, I noticed my shirt is backwards. Oh my goodness gracious. You know what? I'm trying to flip back and forth between two of my programs right here to get things the way it's supposed to be. And it just is not, I'm just having some difficulties. That's all. And actually, you want to know what the main difficulty was? It would help if I would, when I transform it, anyways, so Lauren beat the tar out of Connie on both those games. There it is. I think that's right now. I don't know. I don't know what you guys are seeing, but I am. I'm looking at what you guys are seeing. It's right now. And so, anyways, no internet. They didn't need the internet to play those games. But I will say this: the game, the Monopoly was on TV. So we have on the PlayStation. So they were playing Monopoly on the PlayStation, or it might even been the Switch. I can't remember which one. And then they played Phase 10 real cards. And so they didn't need the internet. I didn't need the internet. And then after picking up kids, I went up to the church, and the internet was a little choppy up there too. But I came home, thought, well, I'll finish my intro, outro thing and do it here. Okay. Been a long time since I did it at 9 o'clock. Hello Again Wednesday. You'll notice on the, I had shopping spree for the intro, and you'll notice that most of it was pictures of women on this shopping spree. A girl loaded up down in one corner, a girl holding some bags in the top corner, pink picture of a girl running and losing stuff as she was running on this shopping spree, and then one guy on a shopping spree. And I had a difficult time finding a shopping spree guy that I thought, you know what? I'll use this one. I didn't even like the one I really used, but you know what? That was the best one I could really find that I thought I would like. And so I challenge all of the artists out there. Hey, let's pick it up and make some funny pictures of guys on a shopping spree too. And equality or whatever you want to call it. I want them equal pictures, you know, and so that way I can laugh a little bit more. So the question of the day, I'm just going to kind of keep it short tonight. Question of the day, when I was asked that, I tell you the first thing I said to the first lady that asked, hey, if you had $500, what would you spend? And I go, are you crazy? I go, I got 6 grandkids hanging out at the house. They're one's in college. My son's in college. And I go, we're a bunch of us in the house. I don't have $500 to even think about spending. And so that was my first answer. So then as I'm preparing, that everybody go home. And that's the end of Hello Again Wednesday. No. So I started thinking, okay, what would I spend it on if I had $500? I can remember one time I went into, I think it was Gazzardo's Music years ago in Rockford, Illinois. And there was this stack of equipment for a bass, and you could get any sound you wanted out of this computerized stack with the bass. It was $3,000. $500 wouldn't cut it. But I can remember buying my first guitar at a pawn shop with an amp. Was like $100, $120 maybe. And so if it was me and I would say, you know what I would love to buy for $500, a brand new guitar or another brand new guitar or a brand new amp for a guitar or a brand new, if I could afford, if $500 would do it, I would get a guitar iPod. I like I got the Pod 6 for my bass, and I get another pod for my my guitars. I do like it, but then again, there's some other things that I could probably buy now app wise and stuff for the guitars. I'd probably spend $500 on that. I'd get a really cool bass amp if I could for $500. If I could, I would do that. That's what I would spend it on. Maybe let's get away from the guitars and stuff. I'd spend it on food, going out to eat or stuff like that, which means other people would benefit from my $500 because if I went to Portillo's, then they would benefit from it. Or if I went, if me and Connie went to the Melting Pot, she'd benefit, and I'd benefit from it too. And so the other thing besides spending on food, I'd spend it on Connie. And now here's the thing in our relationship. She would hate if I spent it on her. I do the same thing, yet she usually wins and, oh, Brent, you need this, you need that, or whatever. And I lose in that category where she would spend on me more than I'd beg to spend on her, but I'd spend on her. Now let's go from what would I spend it on thought-wise to let's go to the real world now. And the real world, the real world, who gets my money? The kids, the grandkids, they all get my money. And that's where it all goes. And so I don't know if you guys are like that too, but that's where it all goes. So if you want to laugh a little, who really gets my money? Connie. I joke with her. Here's the check. In fact, I don't even sign it half the time. Maybe I do, but I signed the last one because she asked me, hey, because Connie's been under the weather. She's had a cold. And when she gets a cold, she battles it for a couple of weeks. And so she asked me to put the check into the bank. And so I actually signed the check. And but a lot of times I joke, I just hand my check over to Connie. She pays the bills. She does all the grocery shopping and stuff. So, I ain't got no money. And definitely don't have $500. And so that now Connie, she go, don't say that. Don't say you give me the check. And so I just joke with it. Just joke with it with her on that. But hey, if you had $500, what would you spend it on? And so you got to really think it's not an easy question. You really got to kind of think it through. It's not like you had, millions of dollars or you had billions of dollars or you had all this big money, but you had a little bit of money, which is like $500. What would you spend it on if you had $500? So go ahead and chime in on that discussion. You know what? I would always like, hey, if you got a question, pose the question. And that way we can have some fun with your question on Hello Again Wednesday. I would love to do that. We did have Bible study at 5:30 tonight out here. It was a good one, man. We were in the book of Mark and we talked about, hey, serving other people, and being a servant and not looking out for number one. And that was the story where James and John wanted to be number one and number two on each side of Jesus's hands, sitting on the kingdom. And it was a great story. Plus the blind man the blind man was yelling and, hey, Jesus, son of David. And so Jesus called him over and said, hey, what do you want? What do you want me to do? And the guy said he wanted to see. And Jesus just said, hey, your faith has made you well. And the guy could see. And that was a really cool story because there was a part in it where people were telling the guy to be quiet. And so I challenge people, hey, who are we? Are we the ones that tell people to be quiet? Or are we the people that say, hey, check out Jesus? And so it was a great one. And I enjoyed Bible study tonight across the nation. And we had it via Zoom as well as people downstairs with us. And so that was kind of cool. Hey, church for us out here on the West Coast, 10:45 on Sunday. And you can check us out here right on Facebook or on our webpage, which is culvercitychurchofgod.org. And we have it live on there, or it goes throughout the week. We'll play on there anytime you want. And but if you can't catch us on our Sunday, go ahead and come on Wednesday. And if you can't do that, check out a church near you. And just kind of, and I'm going to kind of, I'm going to smile with this one a little bit. Hey, check out a church with you, near you, be with some friends, hang out together, laugh, eat together, meet some new friends. And then I because of the question of the day, I put this in for my little outro thing too. Hey, drop $500 into the offering plate. That'll be great. And if you can't drop in $500, drop in whatever you can into the offering plate. It helps with ministry. and helps with helping other people and doing things. We're getting ready to do our thing in the neighborhood pretty soon. Time ticks on, and it'll be here really sooner than we think. But I look forward to that too. But most of all, right now, I hope you have a rest of the evening, or it might be for some of you toward that East Coast. It's already Thursday. And Thursday, guess what? I have a long day of doing stuff I need to do here, church-wise and work that way, pastor-wise. And then I also have a long day at the AMC. AMC Dine-In. Hey, and if you're out here in Culver City, come check me out. Come out, and I'll give you a big old hello, and I'm learning the ropes, and I'll be able to help you get a ticket at least. So, hey, come check it out. But let me get back here for a sec here. Most of all, have a wonderful evening. Give someone a hello again hug, a hello again handshake, or a hello again whatever. And as always, I do look forward to seeing you next Wednesday on Hello Again. See, because I'm flipping back and forth here on Hello Again. Let's see if I can do this. Hello Again Wednesday.
Welcome to another episode of Hello Again Wednesday. Each Wednesday, you can join in as his special guest. Answer the question of the day with Brent Miller. Each Wednesday, you can join in as his special guest. Answer along with the question of the day. Listen to life stories. Follow him on Spotify or your favorite podcast platform, on Facebook, or his YouTube channel, Brent Miller What's on His Mind. Please join him next Wednesday for another episode.